Welcome back to Will Life with Sitting Pretty Girl. I'm Malika, and tonight I'm coming to you because there has been several questions asked in reference to my story time. But there's one particular question that just keeps appearing over and over. And that question is, Malika, what is actually your injury? So tonight I'm coming to you to talk about my injury and the different levels of spinal cord injury. There are three major components of a spinal cord injury. You have your quadriplegics, tetraplegics, paraplegics. But then it goes a step further. You either have an incomplete injury or a complete injury. I know, it's a whole lot, right? Let me break it down real quick for you. So your quadriplegics, quad meaning four, that means four extremities experience paralysis. Then you have your tetraplegic. Your tetraplegic is very similar to your quadriplegic, they just have more mobility. Then you have your paraplegic, para meaning two. So they experience the paralysis in their lower extremities. Now, I did say something about the complete and incomplete. Now, if you have a complete injury, that means more likely you're not going to get more mobility below your spinal cord injury. Now, if you have an incomplete injury, it's a greater chance that you might regain more mobility below your spinal cord injury. Now, where do I fit in all of this? Okay. When I was shot, the bullet, it tore up everything. I was shot with a really big bullet. I was shot with a 45. And when it went across my back, it severed my C5, C6 vertebrae. And then it came to the front of my neck and it stopped literally 1 millimeter away from my jugular vein. But I am considered an incomplete injury. So that means that it's a possibility that I was going to regain some more movement below my injury level. Now, in the beginning, I was a quadriplegic, meaning all four of my extremities was paralyzed. I didn't have any mobility nowhere. I couldn't move my neck. I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't move nothing other than my eyes and running my mouth, of course. Now, when I was sent over to the National Rehab, I went through intense, and I mean intense, therapy. And it paid off because now I'm considered to be a tetraplegic. I started regaining more mobility below my injury level. So I started being able to move my arms, my wrists, my shoulders, my stomach, but I still did not have full function of my arms. My triceps never came back, and function of my fingers didn't come back. Even though I had to learn how to pick up things other ways. And a lot of people don't even notice that my fingers don't work, but they don't. So that's where I'm at. Now, what was my idea? What I thought initially was going to be, when you get paralyzed, I just thought that they were going to come in and give me a manual wheelchair and I was going to be able to transfer and push around and be gone in this manual wheelchair. Now, mind you, that didn't happen. I initially got in the manual wheelchair, but I looked like a little turtle scooting around the floor. Literally, I looked like a turtle. I still use my manual wheelchair here and there. But for the most part, I use my power wheelchair. It's just easier for me. I get around a lot quicker. I can zoom in and out. And I don't look like no little turtle. But being in a power wheelchair absolutely makes you lazy. It's a lot more work being in your manual chair. So from time to time, I have to get back in my chair just to keep my muscles up. Now, what is the most difficult part of being in a wheelchair? For me, the most difficult portion of being in a wheelchair is the loss of independence. I'm a very independent individual, so to lose that was a really hard hitter for me. I had to learn how to ask everybody for just the basic necessities in life. The showering, the picking up something off the floor, cleaning my house, the laundry, cooking. Like I said, just the basic stuff that a lot of people take for granted. Now, another issue with being paralyzed is I didn't understand the major health issues that you have. And I'm talking about, it's a long list of health issues that I had to endure. Now, mind you, it's been a long time. Like I told you, it's been 21 years. And I've learned how to adapt to a lot of those health issues and crises and made the adjustments necessary. In life, you have to make adjustments. Not just because you're paralyzed, just in general. Now, what is my motivation? What motivates me to keep getting up every morning, to keep smiling, and to keep pushing are my children. I have little ones that look up to me, and they don't know no difference other than me being their mother. And that's my push. I want to make sure I teach them how to be good individuals. So they inspire me to push harder to become a great mother. Not a good mother, but a great mother. And mind you, I'm still doing this all by myself. Except the help. I have help from my mother, but I'm a single parent of 3 children, like I told you before. Also, a motivation for me is inspiring individuals that has disability, like myself, because I know how hard it is. I know how hard it can be. And I wanted you to look at me and see my lifestyle and be inspired. And not just for people that's disabled, but everybody. A lot of people take for granted the little basic stuff. Just being able to wash your car or clean your house, and they take that for granted. So when you look at me and my situation, it makes you appreciate what you have and hold on to it just a little bit tighter. I know nothing in life is guaranteed, and that's what I'm here to share with everybody. Nothing in life is guaranteed, and life will never be no crystal ball. It won't be. So we just have to take what's given to us. We have to take it and roll with it. And roll till these wheels roll off. So I hope tonight I was able to answer some of your questions and give you a little bit of information, a little background about having a spinal cord injury. So with that being said, have a good night and I'll talk to you soon.